Hi, everyone. This is Kathryn Adams.
And Elizabeth Wallace, and you're listening to Binary System Podcast, Episode 4. And this week, we're going to screw with the formula because we don't actually have a Night Vale episode to recap yet. At the time of this recording, we're speaking to you from the past. It's Sunday, and we won't have a new episode until Wednesday. So rather than skip a week, we just thought we'd sit here and just blabber on about stuff that makes us happy in geeky ways.
Yes, absolutely. And the first thing I have to say is that I am so far behind in my comic book reading, I cannot tell you. I have 2 Windblade comics to read, and the regular Transformers, and the More Than Meets the Eye, and they're all sitting on my table, ready to be read, and I just need to get to that. But, however,
you're really gonna like the most recent More Than Meets the Eye. It's the post Combiner Wars, where the Lost Light didn't really participate in Combiner Wars all that much, to be honest.
No, because they're sort of lost in space for Transformers. They were way off in the distance and not having anything to do with that. So
yeah, but it was a fun episode. It ended really well. I put a tweet up there saying that I'd reviewed it, and James Roberts retweeted it. I'm like, yay!
James Roberts is awesome. Exciting. You got to interview him for Comic Issues, didn't you?
Actually, no, that was John Barber.
John Barber. Oh, wait, that's right. He does for the Transformers regular series, doesn't he?
Yes. Yep, that's exactly. Right. Formerly Robots in Disguise. Before we go on any further, I have to get one thing out of the way. There we go.
Oh, okay. So what are we drinking today?
We are actually just drinking a Bud Light.
Oh, okay.
So it's just, that's the beer of it's Sunday night, but I kind of want a beer. So that's kind of
I decided.
What are you drinking?
Oh, I decided to try the Barefoot Wine Spritzer. It's okay.
Oh,
I hate to say this, but it's too sweet.
Oh my God, that's saying something.
I don't even know who I am anymore.
But as long as we're talking about geeky things, to kind of segue in from our normal thing, Welcome to Night Vale. Welcome to Night Vale will have a panel at Comic-Con. I know you're all excited.
So excited.
Yeah. They're actually going to be talking about the book that's coming out this year. This is the best year ever because we have the Night Vale book coming out, and it's going to be Friday night at Comic-Con from 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock in room 9. So there will probably be a line that you have to wait in, but that's kind of how Comic-Con is.
It really is, and it might actually limit some of the panels I go to because I don't do well with lines.
Yeah, it makes it tough. I mean, if I would have loved to have seen Robert Downey Jr. the year he was there, but that was back when it was a 3-hour line to get in. These days, for like the Doctor Who panel and the Supernatural panel and everything, there is actually a line for Hall H outside, and people camp out there all night and sleep on the ground.
It'll happen, yeah.
Especially
this year.
Yeah, but I'm not so much in for the sleeping on the ground. I kind of like to go home and sleep in my own bed and catch the trolley in the morning.
Yep, well, I'm sure there will be tons of other things to see. I've already started lining up stuff, and I've only managed to scan through the Comic-Con schedule up through Friday, so I still have to go through Saturday and Sunday. I think there might actually be more Night Vale stuff
I think so too.
On Saturday and Sunday. You were telling me about the scheduling option that you have if you create a login on the Comic-Con website.
Yes, if you go into the Comic-Con website and go into the programming schedule, there is a way that you can log in and create an account. And once you've created it, and I would walk you through how to do that, but I don't remember, but it wasn't that hard. But after that, when you go into the schedule and look at a specific item, there will be a little button right underneath the title to the left with a little star on it, and it says Add to My Schedule. And after that, it will just sort of shunt that information over, and it will arrange it by day and by time, and you can get little reminders to tell you when panels that you wanted to see would come up. Because seriously, I mean, there's hundreds and hundreds of panels and things going on, and it's a little bit of awesomeness to keep track of. So this kind of thing I've used it because they have it for both Comic-Con and WonderCon. So this is like the 3rd time I've used it. It's a handy dandy thing.
Yep,
nice.
I gotta do that right away because I've already seen things like Transformers More Than Meets the Eye has a panel on Thursday. It's going to have IDW stuff, so it will be from the storyline that I love. There's going to be Cosplay 101. Then there's on Thursday, and then on Friday there's Cosplay 102 for people who are moving up to the next level. Of course, we've got the Night Vale. We've got Jill Thompson, who did artwork for Sandman. She's got a panel, a live drawing thing is what she's going to be demoing.
Oh, I love those. They have tons of those. So the other thing is on Saturday night. So Friday night we're probably going to try and do the Night Vale panel as long as there's not, a line that's more than like I don't know. What do you think? What's going to be our cap off for lines this year?
An hour? I'm such a line wimp. I feel
too.
I'm a bad fan. I cannot deal with long lines.
No.
Power to the people who can, because you guys are going to be ahead of me, and you'll probably get in there when I won't, because just can't. But
it's all very exciting. But Leland from the Movie Issues podcast points out that for a hell of a lot of the biggest panels, like Hall H and stuff, they will be making videos, either an official video or people standing in the hall making a video, and those videos will go up online, and you can find all of them later. So if you're really, really wanting to be there in the middle of it, then you are going to have to wait in a line. But if you want to see the content in it, just give it some time. You'll find it. It will be there.
Yeah, and I think I've already seen that when looking through the schedule for Thursday and Friday. Then in the evening, I'll have to double check the schedule again, but I think at one of the hotels nearby that's included in the venue, they do a re-airing of the video from Hall H. So you can't see it live. You can't breathe the same air as the artists and the actors and whoever that you adore. You're not going to be in the same room with them, but you will get a chance to see it.
Yes. And from what I hear, it is like when you're in those rooms, it's hard to see them anyway. You're in the room with them, but you're still watching them on a video screen because you're so far away. So it's the exact same video. The only thing that you can't see is, like, I know last year for the Avengers Age of Ultron, they showed a lot of exclusive footage. They won't show the exclusive footage at the rebroadcast, but they will show everything else. So it's a lot of options for either people who don't want to wait in line or people who didn't have tickets for that day or whatever.
It's a little shocking that Marvel's not going to have a presence at Comic-Con this year. What do you think about that? I mean, it's not like they're not really gearing up for anything this year, I don't think, like they were for Ultron. But
Marvel isn't, but Disney is. And so we're thinking they're just going to put, when it comes to the cinematic universe, they're just going to promote the hell out of Star Wars.
Oh, okay. Well, that's also acceptable.
Yeah. No, so it's like, why make them compete against each other? We've already had Ultron come out by this point, so they don't really have anything like right there in the chute ready to release in the next couple months. So just make it about Star Wars. So that'll work for me.
That's cool. Yeah, we actually, Nathan and I sat down and watched Star Wars again last night because he found a place to get a recording of the original movie that had been uploaded from the original Laserdisc. So
holy cow,
hasn't been messed with whatsoever. Han shoots first, last, and nobody else. So
that is true. Everybody's always talking about Han shot first, and it's like, well, the other guy didn't shoot at all, technically. So yeah, that's right.
Pretty much.
Shoot.
Yep. So
all the shots were his. Yeah. But so Friday night we're going to try and get into the Night Vale panel if we can, and Saturday night, several of us in the San Diego area and visitors from out of town are going to go to. It's Embarcadero Park. They are showing the second Star Trek movie, the rebooted one, Star Trek Into Darkness, and they project it on this big, huge screen outside, and the San Diego Symphony sits in front of the screen and plays every bit of the music of the movie while the movie is playing. And I'll tell you what, I went to see it last year because they did the first Star Trek movie, and it's seamless. You forget that they are playing that music because you're just enjoying watching the movie, and you're like, oh my god, every bit of music that I'm hearing is being played by these instrumentalists. And last year, they were all wearing Star Trek uniforms.
Ah! That is so cool.
We've got tables in the cabaret section. If you want to come and find us, go and stalk us.
So what is the cabaret section? I mean, how does that work?
What they do is they have tables and chairs set up in front, and so it's all, you're buying your tickets like you would to see any symphony thing, but you actually have like a big table with 4 chairs around it, so you can bring some food or bring some alcoholic beverages. I don't know what the legalities on that is. I will look it up ahead of time. But that's, several different sections in front. We're pretty much squarely in the middle. And then behind there are also bleacher seats that are further back that are a little less expensive. And over to the right of those is picnic seating, where if you it's very, very cheap there. You just bring a blanket and spread it out on the ground and watch it over there. So it's all that. I wanted to get seated at a table, not just because I like sitting in a chair, but because it was a little closer than the other stuff. So that's what I did. Yeah.
Very cool. Very awesome. I can't wait for that. So that's Friday night and, Friday night and Saturday night. So we still got all of our days to plan for the rest of it. And we'll be showing up early because we have to drop off our jewelry displays.
Yes, that's right.
And I'm so I'm so glad that you were able to get that from FedEx for me when I shipped off mine. Because, I mean, okay, from the person over in North Carolina, I am not traveling on a plane with 2 large frames filled with jewelry and running the risk of either a TSA agent helping themselves. Not that they do that, of course.
No, never, I'm sure.
Or of somebody looking at a square frame filled with lots of metal pieces and wire and whatever, going through security.
That doesn't look suspicious at all. Yeah.
No, and then finding myself delayed for a little while they try to figure out what this thing is. Because you got pulled for a orange drink mix, I think, one time in your suitcase.
Oh, yeah. Apparently that looked real suspicious going through the scanner. So
a whole like a plastic canister filled with some kind of powder. I can't even imagine. Was there any
powder? And that stuff is just straight chemicals.
I know. There's nothing natural in it at all. Was there any sense of panic when they pulled you, or did they just look at you and like, okay, get over here?
Yeah, no, it was just kind of like, we have to open your bag. And they opened it and they looked at it and they're like, oh, it's drink mix. And I'm like, yeah, can I keep it? I can't get this stuff. Apparently we can't get that stuff anywhere anymore, can we?
Do you know I actually tried regular Tang the other day?
How was it?
It tastes much better.
Oh, okay, I'll give it a try.
It's very close to what it used to be. It's a little bit more chemically than I think it needs to be, but I think they've started making it with real sugar now, which is probably part of the problem, because it had that before it was, I don't know, sucrose or something, and that fake sugary flavor.
Yeah. Oh well, I guess that's fine. But yeah, we have we'll both have displays in the art show upstairs. Which, if you don't know about this, and trust me, most people don't, it is inside Comic-Con. It is a regular part of Comic-Con. It's in the sales pavilion. So if you see those giant big things that look like sails, it's under that thing. And it's free to get in. It's just art that has been submitted by people kind of all over the world. But what people don't know, I think, if you wanted to rent a booth downstairs on the sales floor, it's thousands of dollars, literally thousands of dollars.
Is it really that high?
Oh, yeah. Oh my God, yeah. Especially if you're doing every single day, which I think you kind of have to. Yeah, I mean, you've got over 200,000 people come to Comic-Con. It ain't cheap. But if you want to have a little, I think it's like a 4x4 square on a wall in the art show, $35. So keep that in mind. That's
very
what Kathryn
reasonable.
And I are doing.
I have craft shows that I do nowadays that aren't that cheap. So in small towns where I set up an entire tent, and it's still going to be something like $40 there. $35 for San Diego Comic-Con, and there's going to be that many people there. I think that's terribly reasonable.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So we'll do that. Our friend Jada, every year, she's actually, instead of trying to deal with the whole parking nightmare, we load all my stuff into her car, and she drives by and tries to find a quiet spot on the street as we're getting close to Comic-Con, and I basically jump out, go, 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 and I go and I run my stuff upstairs, and she kind of drives around the block or maybe stops at a shop or something, and then I call her and she comes back, and we're trying not to stop traffic, so it is extremely commando raid, and she gets a kick out of it, and so this year she's going to do that for both of us.
Is she happy about doing it for 2 people this time instead of just one?
She's very excited. She's like, it's a double commando raid. Yay! So it's very fun. So that's Wednesday. Thursday's open. Friday night, we know what we're doing. I don't have interviews set up yet, but those tend to get set up, little bit by little bit. Hopefully, maybe some of the artists and the writers and famous people, famous to us. I don't know if Adam Warren's going to be there this year, but his book doesn't come out until August.
I cannot remember the artist's name. Oh, again, I'm a bad fan. If you've ever read the webcomic Sunstone, the artist is going to be at San Diego Comic-Con. I was a little worried because he's been having some health problems that have been slowing him down a little bit, but he seems to have rallied, so he will be there. He's done other stuff, I think.
Yeah.
I just can't believe that. I've got tunnel vision when it comes to the artists that I like. And it's like, artists like Sam Keith. Oh, yeah, the guy who did the Max. And David Mack. Oh, yeah, the guy who did Kabuki.
Yep. You're like, nope, have no idea. Livio Remendelli, who does the Transformers that we love so much, I think he's going to be there. I'm not 100%. But IDW is located in San Diego, like about 10 miles away from me. I could drive there right now. So I imagine IDW will have a decent presence there again. So it'd be neat if James Roberts, Livio Remendelli, Alex Milne. Did we say Milne?
Shoot. It was actually...
They even told us. It was
in an interview. I think in your interview with the author, I think he actually spelled it out. So
yeah, and I said, thank you so much for telling me how that's pronounced. And it's completely out of my head.
Well, I have time to do some research.
Yep. And then also check it out on Facebook. There is a page called Facebook Offsite Events. And literally, it's all the things that you can do in San Diego, in the downtown area, without a badge. So if you're considering coming by to see the craziness, there will be a lot for you to do. So I highly, just like the Star Trek thing that we're going to, you don't have to have a badge to go to that. You just have to buy a ticket to the San Diego Symphony. So they've realized years ago that there's way more people who would like to go to Comic-Con than can actually go. So businesses are trying to take advantage of it. And
yeah, I think that one of the bigger things they've got going on is Nerd HQ, which is
that's in the Children's Museum this year. I had thought it was at Petco Park again, but it's not the library; it's the Children's Museum.
Cool. All right. Well, I'm kind of curious to see that. I know the Pixelated Geek crew is looking for some people to do press for that entire event.
Yep.
I don't know if I would necessarily want to be primary on that because I seem to think that it's mostly focused towards gamers, which I don't know that I could do justice to something like that, but I still want to see it.
Yeah, and I don't think they've actually announced. They do have panels that they're doing. The thing is, you don't have to have a badge to get in. It is free to get into Nerd HQ, but I think you pay to get into whatever panels you want to get into, and I want to say they're around like $20 or $25. So I think it is some non-gamer stuff. I can't remember the only time I ever went. It was just a bunch of us hanging out in the lounge area. They were going to show Serenity. This was when it was at Petco Park. They were going to show Serenity on a screen down on the baseball field, and you could pay a special amount to be sitting on blankets down on the baseball field while you watch Serenity down there. And Nathan Fillion was there, but I did not see him. But he and I took almost the exact same picture of the field and everybody watching the movie, so I like to believe at some point we were standing right next to each other. I'm sure that's a thing. He probably saw me and was too intimidated to talk to me.
Well, of course. I mean, who wouldn't be? So you and I are both intimidating presence.
Oh, absolutely. Yes, very true. But we didn't want to do like a full-length episode this time. We just wanted to ramble on about some Comic-Con. And next week, we will have a recap of the July 1st Night Vale episode, which is, I believe, our first hiatus episode of the month.
I think so. Yeah, they haven't made any announcements about what it's going to be, but it's Night Vale. They're bad at hiatuses, so I'm sure it's going to be good.
Man, we had the minutes one was one of the hiatus ones we had last time. The minutes of the meetings. Loved that.
Loved that.
That was great. That was awesome. But other than that, send us in your fan art. If you're going to be at Comic-Con, please let us know. Maybe we can all do like a weird Night Vale meetup or something. If you're going to be in costume, let us know. We would like to track you down and stalk you and take your picture, if you don't mind.
Yes, please.
Yes. If you do mind, we'll maybe take it secretly or something so you're not bothered. So that's fine. Other than that, we will talk to you guys in 1 week.
Talk to y'all later.